Have you ever looked down on someone because of their job? Be careful. Life has a funny way of humbling the proud and lifting the humble. Because in this world, the person who opens your car door today might own a company tomorrow. That's exactly what happened to Chief Emeka Okfor, a wealthy businessman in Lagos who thought respect was only for the rich. He was a man known for his sharp suits, gold wristwatches, and convoy of SUVs. His success story was admired across Nigeria. People called him Chief Millionaire. But if there was one thing Emeka lacked, it was humility. He treated everyone below him like they didn't matter, especially his driver, Ike. Ike had been with him for 6 long years, a quiet, soft-spoken man in his 40s, always punctual and respectful. He was the kind of man who would say, "Good morning, sir," even when insulted. But Chief never noticed his loyalty, only his mistakes. One hot Friday, Lagos traffic was brutal. Chief had a crucial meeting with foreign investors at 3 p.m. and they were still stuck on 3rd Mainland Bridge by 2:45. Ike tried to stay calm. He had avoided a flooded shortcut earlier that day, knowing it would delay them even more. But Chief didn't care about reasons. By the time they arrived, the meeting was over. The investors had left. Chief's face turned red with anger. "You useless man! I told you to take the shortcut. Do you know what you've cost me today?" "Sir, I only wanted to avoid—" Ike began softly. "Shut up!" Chief barked. "You're fired! Right here, right now! Get out of my car!" The compound went silent. Other staff looked away in fear. Ike picked up his small bag, bowed slightly, and said, "Thank you for everything, sir." "May God bless you." Then he walked away. No shouting, no pleading, just quiet dignity. Chief didn't even pay his last month's salary. He simply told the accountant, "Forget that man, he's gone to him." Ike was just another replaceable servant. But fate had a different plan. 2 months after firing Ike, Chief's perfect world began to crack. First, one of his hotels caught fire due to a power surge. Then, a major transport contract fell through. Soon after, the bank froze one of his business accounts over an audit issue. It was as if bad luck had moved into his house. Chief tried to stay strong, but the stress showed. His wife noticed he hardly ate. Even his new driver, a flashy young man, made silly mistakes. One day, his accountant rushed into the office looking pale. "Sir, 50 million naira is missing from the company account." Chief jumped to his feet. "What nonsense are you talking about?" The accountant trembled. "The transfer was done with your authorization code, but the bank confirmed it wasn't you." Chief's heart pounded. He called the police, then the bank, but no one could explain how it happened. That night, he sat in his study, staring at a half-empty glass of brandy. His mansion felt emptier than ever. "God, what did I do wrong?" he whispered. Just then, his phone rang. Unknown number. He hesitated, then answered. "Hello? Good evening, Chief." A calm voice said. "It's me, Ike." Chief's grip tightened on the phone. "You. What do you want?" "Relax, sir. I didn't call for money. I just wanted to say thank you." Chief frowned. "Thank me?" "For firing you." "Yes, sir. That day pushed me to start my own company. I'm grateful. I just wanted you to know there's no bitterness in my heart." Chief gave a mocking laugh. "Start what?" "Driving Keke." But Ike simply replied, "You'll understand soon, sir. Have a good night." And he ended the call. Chief stared at the screen, confused. That night, he dreamed of Ike, standing in front of a big office with his name written on a glass door. He woke up sweating. It was just a dream. Or was it? 3 months later, Chief received an invitation to a high-profile charity gala at Echo Hotel. The host was a foundation called Soteria, known for sponsoring widows, orphans, and scholarships for poor students. Chief went there, hoping to network, maybe meet investors who could help him recover from his losses. The hall was packed with celebrities, business icons, and politicians. Cameras flashed everywhere. When the MC announced the keynote speaker, Chief nearly dropped his drink. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and CEO of Soteria Foundation, Mr. Isaac Chukwuma. The name sounded familiar. Then the man appeared, walking confidently toward the stage in a black suit and silver tie. Chief rose. It was Ike, the same man he had fired. The hall erupted in applause. Cameras followed him as he smiled and waved. He didn't look like a driver anymore. He looked like a CEO. He began his speech. Good evening, everyone. A few years ago, I was a driver, serving someone who thought I was nothing. But life has a way of teaching us that destiny hides in ordinary faces. People clapped softly. When I lost my job, I used my savings to start a small logistics business. It was tough, but with consistency and prayer, it grew. Today, that business funds this foundation to give hope to people who were once looked down upon, like I was. The hall went silent. Chief felt a lump in his throat. Each word felt like a mirror reflecting his pride back at him. I hold no anger toward my former boss. I continued. In fact, I thank him. If he hadn't fired me, I might never have discovered my purpose. The crowd stood to applaud. Chief's eyes filled with tears. He realized the man he had insulted was now richer, wiser, and more respected than he could ever imagine. After the speech, Ike moved from table to table, greeting guests. When he reached Chief's table, he smiled warmly. Good evening, Chief. Longtime Chief stood awkwardly, unable to speak. Ike, I didn't know. It's okay, sir, Ike said gently. You taught me resilience, even if you didn't mean to. I'm grateful he extended his hand. Chief took it and, for the first time, bowed slightly. I'm proud of you, Ike. Truly proud. Thank you, sir. Just remember, life rewards humility. He smiled and walked away, leaving Chief standing in silence. Hey, if you love stories that remind you that no condition is permanent and that kindness costs nothing, hit that subscribe button and join our growing family of believers in destiny. Because this final part will move you. That night, Chief couldn't sleep. He sat by his balcony, looking at the quiet city lights. He thought about how he had mocked Ike, how he had fired him without pay, and how this same man now stood before him as a millionaire philanthropist. For the first time, Chief felt ashamed of his arrogance. The next morning, he called a staff meeting. The workers gathered, whispering in confusion. Chief walked in, looked at them, and said something no one expected. I want to apologize for every time I spoke harshly, for forgetting that you're humans, not machines. The staff gasped. Some smiled, some cried silently. From that day on, Chief changed. He began to treat his employees with kindness. He started visiting orphanages, even donating anonymously to the Soteria Foundation, the very one Ike founded. He never told Ike, but every month a check was sent quietly to support his work. Chief's business began to recover slowly. New investors came. His hotels reopened. But this time, he didn't boast. He just smiled, grateful for grace. He learned that wealth without humility is like a mansion built on sand. Beautiful, but ready to fall. Years later, when reporters asked him about his biggest life lesson, Chief smiled and said, respect everyone. The cleaner, the driver, the waiter, They might hold the key to your next miracle. If this story inspired you or touched your heart, hit that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to be reminded that humility is strength, not weakness. Because as life has proven again and again, the person saving you today may be the one signing your check tomorrow.